The Eagles. That one stings. I'm not gonna lie, that loss stings. Losing Jalen in the beginning of the game, putting Pickens in, and I'm not a big fan of Pickens at all. I don't think he's a great backup. He didn't play terrible this game by any means. He had a bad pick at the beginning, which gave them 7 points, which is part of the reason why we lost. But for all intents and purposes, he didn't play a horrible game. He just played an average game, right? I think the real sting, besides losing Jalen, was the drop one important drop by Smitty and one important drop by AJ. And the drop by Smitty, when that happened, it reminded me so much of that drop by Saquon, right? When Saquon dropped it against the Falcons, when he could have just caught it, sat down, win the game. It wasn't the exact same scenario where Smitty could have just sat down and won, but it was so important because we could drain more time off the clock and get it to that point, or we were that much closer to getting a touchdown because that would have been a first down than kicking the field goal. Now, let's say we kick the field goal anyway. If we do, significantly more time could have been drained off the clock, right? We could have drained another 20, 30 seconds off. They still had timeouts, but we could have drained more time off the clock and then giving them less time to drive down the field. Plus, again, with the drop, it was like the Falcons. The Falcons then drove down the field, scored a touchdown, and then it was just nothing we could do. We couldn't do anything with those couple of seconds that were left to win. So that's what it really reminded me of that. So this one stings. It stings because I know our guys, those types of catches they can make with their eyes closed. So it hurts. It hurts because we didn't keep pounding the ground. I know that a lot of teams, like I won't say a lot of teams, but the Steelers and the Commanders were really on Saquon's butt. However, he has some breakaways. And with some more pressure, leaning against teams with the pressure, with the run, with Gainwell and Saquon, that's our bread and butter, right? We can pass it. We don't have to prove that we can pass it. Keep feeding them. Keep draining time off the clock. Keep going to our bread and butter and keeping them honest and then going for the passes. Now, Smitty and AJ were open, and like I said, should have caught the ball, but they didn't. Honey, the Eagles. I'm making the video because the Eagles didn't win. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I said before the season that we would probably be 12-5, but it looks like we're going to do better than that. It looks like we're going to, what are we now? 12-3, I think. 13-3. My mind is blown. I'm just too messed up to even think about it. So this also significantly hurts our chances at being the number one seed. They were already slim because Detroit and the Vikings had to both lose, and they have pretty easy schedules going throughout, except for their last game where they face each other, where one of them has to lose because they're going up against each other unless they tie, which is highly unlikely. So our number one seed is messed up. We lose the chance to clinch the division. It's Christmas time, right? So we're not going to play again until after Christmas. So it really hits you in the heart on this loss. It's not the end of the world by any means. We didn't play terrible by any means. We just didn't keep up the necessary pressure on both defense and offense to win this game. And it was there. It could have been there. The way Slay was locking down the field earlier was brilliant. The way we were moving the ball earlier was brilliant. And we still, even like I said, even with Jalen out, we got points. I just wish we hadn't lost this one in this fashion. But if we're going to lose any of them, it needs to be the Commanders. It doesn't need to be to the Cowgirls or the Giants. It definitely doesn't need to be to them. It is what it is. Stuff happens. Not the end of the world. We'll look to the next game. Don't overlook the Cowboys. Don't overlook the Giants. Play them hard, competitively until the last second, and win those games and win out and go into the postseason. And we'll see what happens there. Um, you know, fly Eagles fly. It is what it is. So let's hope Jalen is not out for more than just this game, though. Let's hope it's not that serious because we need him. We need him for these last two games. I do not want Pickens under any circumstances to play these last couple of games. Again, he didn't play terrible, but I don't want that. I want Jalen to finish it. I want Jalen to go through the postseason and hopefully take us to the Super Bowl. We have what? How many games? We have two more regular seasons. Regular season. We have two more regular season games. And then we have what? The wild card round, the conference, divisional, conference. So it's 5 games to the Super Bowl. So there's still a long way to go. Still a whole lot of football left to get there. And we need to take every single team seriously, every single snap seriously until we get to the Super Bowl. Don't be comfortable. Don't be thinking these teams are a wrap and all of that. Play every single down and snap competitively until the Super Bowl, and then take that. Of course, you take the Super Bowl seriously. Nobody's going to overlook that, but it is what it is. Fly Eagles fly. Let's look on to the next one. Cowgirls, here we come. In the Kelly Greens. I can't wait to be back in them Kelly Greens. Let's go. Let's get it. Go Birds.